Welcome to another edition of the Gridiron Report. I'm Jarret Johnson, and we're talking about the NFL Draft. Red Raiders selected in the 2021 NFL Draft this weekend, and Texas Tech had two players drafted, and this is honestly, the draft played out in terms of with Texas Tech almost exactly how I expected it to. I thought Zach McPherson was the highest rated guy and would go first, and he did. He went in the fourth round. Now, those of you who know me know I'm a beloved Cowboys fan from the womb to the tomb. Will always be a Cowboys fan, always have been. So I was sorry to see Zach McPherson gets selected by the Eagles, but I have to tip the cap because the fourth round selection, the 123rd selection in the NFL draft, that was a really good pick for the Eagles, getting McPherson, 5'11", about 195. He, in my opinion, he was easily the best DB for Texas Tech each of the last two seasons. He transferred in to Texas Tech from Penn State. He was a four-star guy coming out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland there, which is actually just 130 miles away from Philly. So he's moving back closer to home, gets to play close to his family. He's got I think most of you know, most of you Red Raider fans, he's got a very large family that has, with several people who have played professional sports in it. So they're no stranger to how this all works and everything. But, Zach is a kind of guy, he's really, I posted this on Twitter, he's the poster child for why you recruit guys from the transfer portal. Because look, he was a four-star guy. He went to Penn State. He made good grades, but he didn't play a lot. But you could see the talent still. He comes to Texas Tech, where they were, let's just face it, devoid of talent in the secondary. He comes in, starts immediately. He's one of the best corners, in my opinion, in the Big 12 each of the last two seasons. This last season, a lot of people agree with me because he was first team All Big 12. Came up with like 4 interceptions. He returned a blocked field goal for a touchdown. Several passes defended. He just was a very good cornerback for Texas Tech. And I think he has a bright future in the NFL. Like I said, his family knows what it takes to be a professional athlete. In my dealings with him, I don't know how many times I interviewed him, but both through the kind of the recruiting process and the transfer portal, and then of course his time at Texas Tech. But just a really, really intelligent guy. He obviously has a good head on his shoulders in terms of handling his business. I mean, he got his bachelor's at Penn State, he got his master's at Texas Tech in his time at both places, and now he's a professional athlete. He's going to be a millionaire. So congratulations to Zach McPherson. I think like I said, I think if you could look at a situation in terms of bringing in a guy from the transfer portal, I think he's the perfect situation, exactly what you would want, both on and off the field, how he represented the program and played for Texas Tech. So I look forward. I hope he personally has a lot of success, but like I said, as a Cowboys fan, just at least not when they play the Cowboys, right? And in terms of how it affects the Cowboys in the division. So. But moving forward, Jack Anderson. Now, I think some people were surprised that he went all the way to the 7th round with the 236th pick. He was selected by Buffalo, who's a very good team. Who, they have a bright future with Josh Allen at quarterback. They played Pat Mahomes in Kansas City pretty tough in the AFC Championship last year. So I think they're going to be good for years to come. Who knows if Jack's going to be there for a long time or not? But he was drafted by the Bills, and I think. This is what I said. I said on the radio. I don't know if I said on Inside the Red Raiders or not, but I was concerned that he was going to fall. He was going to drop because of those concerns over his shoulder injury. And I do think he made the right decision in going because he had some significant shoulder problems, which required surgery. He missed a big chunk, most of the 2019 season, and he had surgery. He comes back and he starts every game in 2010 or 2020. Plays. He plays well. He was all Big 12 first team selection by like the AP, the coaches, and Phil Steele. So obviously he had a good season. And I don't know if there was going to be a better time. Like if he had come back to Texas Tech, which would have been great for the Red Raiders, of course. If he hurts the shoulder again, then he may not get another shot. At the NFL. So I completely understand why he left when he did. but I also completely understand why he dropped, because he was very good. I wouldn't say he just dominated. He had some games where he dominated, or stretches of like drives where he dominated, but I wouldn't necessarily describe him as just a dominating overall player. A very good player with a history of shoulder injuries, but has come back from them and played well. So everything makes sense to me with where he was drafted, why he went, all that. So, and even though he still had 2 years of eligibility left, I read somewhere that he had the most snaps of any offensive lineman in the NFL draft. So there you go. I know he had 38 starts too, so that's a lot. He played a lot of football at Texas Tech and played well. So congratulations to Jack, and the whole Anderson family. Now, those are the two guys who were drafted. Now, as of recording this, Tech has also had two guys sign undrafted free agent contracts. The first one being Eli Howard with the Atlanta Falcons. Now, Eli's another guy, man, he had a really good career here. He was a two-star recruit, which I always thought he was underrated anyways. But he was a two-star recruit coming out of San Angelo Central. He went to North Texas originally, then transferred to Texas Tech. Had a very good season, or a very good career with the Red Raiders. But injuries definitely slowed him, including this last season. But, he's getting a shot. And I think, the average NFL career is 3 years. So if he plays 3 years, makes some good money there, that would be great for Eli Howard. I think he was probably underrated in his time here because he was a very good football player. But like I said, those injuries just held him back. Now, TJ Vasher. All right, here's a man we all know, a young man with all the talent in the world, 6'6", condor-like wingspan. When he suited up, he was always capable of making that big play, that ooh-ah play, the Sports Center Top 10 play. But also, he didn't suit up a lot for one reason or another, whether it be grades or off-the-field stuff or injuries or whatever. TJ missed a lot of time. He was very inconsistent, and he never really fulfilled that potential as a Red Raider. But he is getting a look, like I said, with the Cowboys. Obviously my beloved Cowboys signed him as a undrafted free agent. But the Cowboys have some really good receivers, so that's a tough spot to get in there. But look, he does have value as a red zone target. He can be a good player if he can get his mind right. Now you don't have to focus on school; you can just concentrate on being a football player. And if things fall into place for TJ, he could be a really good player, whether it's in Dallas or somewhere else. The potential is there, but the thing is, in the NFL, there's a lot of guys with a lot of potential. So I remember Jakeem Grant, who came back after being with the Dolphins for a year or two and was on our the Rock and Pregame show on 101.1 FM here in Lubbock with us. And he just said that when he went to the Dolphins, the thing that really blew his mind was just how he thought he had really stepped up as a senior at Texas Tech in terms of his work ethic, but it was nothing compared to what the pros were doing. I think he actually said Kenny Stills, who wasn't exactly known for his work ethic in college, but he said that once he saw how hard Kenny Stills was working, that it really, forced him to get his mind right. That, as DeAndre Washington once said, you better get right or you're going to get left. So, if it clicks for TJ like it clicked for Jakeem, then he'll be getting a second contract, or we'll get a first contract, and then hopefully a second contract with someone, and really, change his life, change his family's life and all that, and have a lot of his NFL dreams fulfilled, because the potential's there. So there might be some more guys. There were some other guys who worked out in Pro Day and everything that are still hoping their dreams come true, and we'll have to see. It's not too late, of course, to sign with a team, get in there in a training camp, and get a spot, just get that opportunity. So we'll have to see how it all shakes out. But that was the big wrap in terms of Texas Tech players joining the NFL, being drafted and signing free agent draft picks over the weekend. So with that, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.